We're sharing with you three key roles for success in CCI apprenticeships: the teacher, the trainer, and the advocate, and how each of those three roles work together to help make sure that the trainee develops the needed skills. The teacher and the trainer work together in order for the trainer to learn how to transfer their skills better. Teachers are good at that. Trainers aren't necessarily taught that from their experience. They don't necessarily learn how to do that. Some figure it out, but most do not. The advocate and the trainer work together to help make sure that that relationship with the trainee is strong and is working well for both the trainer and the trainee together. The teacher and the advocate work together in order to moderate the pace of delivery of the content, or to modify instruction to help it become more effective for the trainee. In detail, let's go ahead and look at each of these roles with the type of person that you're looking for each of these roles and what their time commitment might be. So for the teacher, you're looking at about 70 hours per year. That's not per month, that's per year. So this is easily something that could be a part-time position for somebody that's already on staff, or it could be shared with other organizations. And in either event, we'll give some options for that. What you're looking for is somebody that's knowledgeable in the subject matter. If they're teaching a class on collision repair, they need to be familiar with and knowledgeable about that content about collision repair for technicians. If it's painting, likewise for painter. If it's estimator or insurance appraisal, they need to be knowledgeable in that subject matter as well. They should be competent in online teaching or online coaching. So this is something that is more prevalent in the last couple of years, but not so much before that. They should have keen knowledge about how skills are being transferred to trainees. This is not an easy thing to do, but if they have skills in this area, this is one of the characteristics you're looking for. They also need to be able to adapt their delivery for different learning styles of those that are in their course. And they promote on-the-job training. So they cannot be of the opinion that, gee, that you should know this by me showing you on this computer screen how to do something. They need to know and understand and be supportive of the idea that really the key learning of the skill and the transfer takes place in a stall, side by side with a trainer that's working with them to show them and develop their skills. They can teach the knowledge and the theory behind stuff, but there are limitations to how much skill that will actually transfer. So ideal personalities or job descriptions for this might be from, say, Verifax, a Verifax coach, or a Vico expert coach, somebody that has been in the role of coaching somebody to learn skills and to refine what they do. So that's the kind of person you're looking for as a teacher. The trainer is the second one. This is a mentor, somebody that will be working day to day with the trainee. They'll be spending probably about 75 hours a year beyond their normal workload handling the role as a teacher, as a trainer rather, of their apprentice. And they should be somebody that fosters this learning culture idea and theme throughout whatever they've done in their careers. They love learning new things themselves. They're constantly looking for a better way of doing things. And they always are finding the best certified method or accepted method by the manufacturer of how to do something. They're also patient with others in their learning process. They understand that failure actually leads to discovery. That's not a negative thing, that's a positive thing. And if they are already thinking in that mode, this is the kind of a trainer you're looking for. They're really good at the technical skills of repairing cars. They may not be the fastest person or the hottest tech you have in the shop. It doesn't matter. If they've got the skills down and they know how to do the task correctly, they could actually be a better trainer than one that is one of your fire-breathing technicians out there. If they have a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset, if they don't think that they already know everything in the world, that they continue to have more things they need to learn, they're in a growth mindset. And if that's the person you're looking at to be a trainer, you've chosen well. The third role that we're looking at is that of an advocate. And it's estimated that they'll spend about 15 hours a year for about 2 or 3 apprentices, depending on the workload and their interactivity with them. The type person you're looking for is somebody that's empathetic to learners and the needs of learners. They also are very firm on setting and helping others set boundaries for what's going on, for what learning looks like, holding them accountable to their own decisions, things of that nature. That's the kind of person you're looking for here. They also have a good understanding of differences in personality style and learning style differences. And if they have that, these are key skills that will help them become a great advocate for your apprentices. They actually are great communicators, both written and verbal communication. They can interpret and pay good attention to people and recite back to them what they're saying and summarize it in their own words. They also have the respective managers and the trainers and the apprentices themselves. These are key elements and characteristics for success in an apprenticeship program. So some of the activities they'd be looking at, teachers are going to be basically delivering all the knowledge content. So they'll also be there from the very beginning to help onboard the apprentices. They'll teach the 1-hour class every week to help them stay on track with what's coming up and what they've done. They'll be reviewing work samples that the apprentices have uploaded to their portal and critique them. They'll correct mistakes on it. Let them know when, hey, that looks good, or this looks good, but I think you left some 80 grit scratches still in the feather edge taper there. You need to work on that, finish that with 150 or 180 grit. They also need to assess the skills that are being developed by the trainee or the apprentice. Now, even though they're not physically there, they have active visual access to all of the content that the apprentices are uploading as evidence of their skills developing. So they're in a position to help assess those skills. The trainer, again, is the mentor, the one working one-on-one with the trainee. Their primary job is transferring their knowledge and skills to the trainee to help them be able to do what they know how to do. They learn to tag team projects together. That's a great way to start an apprentice working together with you, not necessarily having to show them, other than actually working on a car together. And tag teaming is a good process rather than leaving them isolated on their own to get started. They'll also be grading all the work that each of their apprentices does. And it's a very simple grading process, a 3, a 2, or a 1. There's no letter grades here, no pluses or minuses. 3 is great, better than expected. A 2 is satisfactory. It may have 1 or 2 minor correctable flaws in it or in the process, but doesn't have to be totally undone to make it right again. They could correct those flaws and move forward. 1 or 2 correctable flaws. A 1 would be unsatisfactory, meaning that there were more than 2 or 3 flaws in it, at least one of which was maybe a catastrophic flaw. Yeah, I forgot to add the catalyst to the clear coat, and I sprayed the entire car with it, and it looks great. The application was good, but it's never going to cure because there's no hardener in it. That would be a catastrophic flaw. So that would be a 1 or an unsatisfactory. So the trainer also is responsible to help the trainee learn how to plan their repairs. And so each of their repair plans has to be approved by the trainer, signed off on it, and then critiqued after the work is done. So they'll be assessing the skills being developed skill by skill, task by task, assignment by assignment, as well as at the end of each course, they will be assessing the skills developed by that trainee. The advocate is an interesting role. And as the title indicates, this is somebody that's an advocate. They advocate for the trainee. So there's somebody that not only knows company procedures and policies and whatnot, but they also are very sensitive and intuitive to the trainee's needs. And when they're feeling frustrated about an assignment or a task that they were supposed to do with their trainer, they should have an open door policy, a welcoming open door to where they're a good listener to any of the problems that the trainee's having. And they monitor the work and know the work that's been submitted. And then they are able to develop appropriate remediation plans in the event somebody's off track, a trainee's off track, they need to get them back on track soon. So they work together with others to make that happen. So let's have a look at what that looks like. So the interactions of each of these 3 key roles is critical. So the teacher and the trainer work together, and hopefully the teacher can help the trainer learn better methods of transferring their skills and their knowledge to the trainee. They need to learn sometimes how to demonstrate what they do. This is what this looks like. This is what you're going to have to do. So pay attention to this step, and this step. And here's what it looks like. So make sure you do this, make sure you don't do that. So they need to learn how to do that in a simple way. The next thing is most trainers don't actually remember when they didn't know what they currently know. And so that's hard for them to deconstruct something that they think they've always known in their head. But they need to reconstruct their thinking from simple to complex. So things that you want to bring to a trainee are best done in a mode of starting out simple and then layering that more and more progressively complex as you go forward. So they need to actually learn the current skills of their trainees. And so a teacher can help them understand that. Hey, Joe, I'm not sure if you realize this, but Anne really hasn't had any experience at all welding plastics together. She has done two-sided plastic repair, but never has done any welded ones. So you might want to spend a little bit extra time with her on that and help her understand how to do that. And she'll pick it up real quick, because the other parts of that she already knows really well, but she doesn't have any experience with a welded part. So the teacher and the trainer can work together to help resolve any of those gaps. They also can help the trainer understand the scope of training that's going on right now. Right now, we're focused on plastic repair. Next week, we're working on panel replacement, but right now we're working on plastic repair. So they can kind of stay on target with that. They also have the responsibility as a teacher of helping to develop additional trainers in each of the shops and businesses so that they can have more opportunities of apprenticing new people into the field. So the advocate and the trainer work together. This role is a little bit different, but the job there is for the advocate to help with the apprenticeship interaction with their trainer. Okay, so if the apprentice and trainer are having difficult times communicating, or if they're having expectation differences, they need to actually have somebody that can help moderate that, and that's what the advocate is for. There might be personality differences or learning style differences. They keep telling me what to do and they never show me. Okay, and if they're a visual learner, they need to actually see it in order to transfer the knowledge. So an advocate can actually help the trainer figure out how that might look and to train in a different way, to try in the way that the trainee is used to learning things. They can also help the trainers understand generational differences. You might have a boomer as a trainer, and then you've got a Gen Z, it's a new trainee there, and they don't even speak the same language. It's like it's foreign languages to both of them. And so an advocate can actually help interpret those differences and help them translate, well, what they really mean by that is. And would you kind of mirror that back to them, help them see if that is really what they mean? And all of a sudden now they're getting better communication. So the advocate can actually help translate those advocate issues into action plans that can be executed during the following week to help them become successful. So the advocate and the teacher work together, and this is a different relationship here. They're actually assessing the process of learning all the time. So this is an ongoing process. They consult with each other about style differences and maybe monitor how the trainee is progressing through the program. And maybe they get stuck at a certain element. The advocate feels some of the tension by the apprentice in their meetings and talks and discussions and feedback. And that can get communicated to the teacher, who also can deliver that more from the classroom setting online. They can also work with the trainer to help smooth out some of those soft or rough spots there. And there may also be a time where the advocate and the teacher need to discuss, is this really a good matchup here with this trainer and this trainee? Is that a good match or is that a mismatch? If it's a mismatch, you need to identify that early on. The advocate has a key role to help make sure that that is constantly on their radar. Suggest adapting to improve learning, either adapting or maybe changing altogether to a different trainer. And again, really want to keep harmonizing this entire process to where it's fine-tuned to a fine-oiled machine.